Welcome to Bet On It Monday Night Football Edition. I am Kelly Stewart. Let's bring in Marco D'Angelo and Gianni Corrales. Welcome in, gentlemen. What a weekend for all of us. Now, the show, still profitable. We went 4-3 on the college show and 5-4 on the NFL show. I dropped my college best bet, but Coach Zimmer got it done for me there. VR has just been crushing. Like just 3 weeks ago, it literally said it was like 28-28, and he's now 42-35. Marco, which I think we'll give him a minute to brag here in a minute, crushed a few games himself, 48-31-1 on the season. That brings us to 106 games, 73 wins, 73 losses, and 1 push on the season. If you guys are not watching the #1 show on YouTube for sports betting, you are missing out. Marco, I'll start with you. How was your weekend?
I don't know, Kelly. How was it? Let me get set there. I'm getting quite a collection of crappy team hats. I got the Jets, I got the Houston Texans, but you know what? I will wear it proudly because we got a lot of flack for that play when we gave it out last on Wednesday. And ugly sandwich, you had to hold your nose, but man, was that sweet tasting going down yesterday with the outright win. And it's been fun, Kelly. The situational stuff, I say it all the time, we got a love-hate relationship, me and the math nerds. They don't like the way I handicap, but you know what? I don't care. It works for me. Everybody has their own style, and there's no way the math guys are getting to Houston yesterday. That's all I can say. So it was fun, 9-4 football week for me. So let's keep it rolling. Let's knock out a winner tonight. But my man Ace is red hot.
Yeah, and as he is red hot, he's just wearing red just because it's not a coincidence. Actually, it probably is. He's a Phillies fan. We got a Philly guy here. VR, I'd just like to personally thank you for Wyoming. They were on my long list, and I added it to my 3-team moneyline parlay. And it was just one of those easy rocket chair winners. After they housed that 99-yarder, I was like, this is game over. This is all she wrote. But outside of that, best bet on the show, how was your weekend?
It was amazing. I hit my biggest bet on Saturday, hit my biggest bet on Sunday, hit all 3 best bets in the UFC. It's just been amazing. And again, if you look at the WagerTalk website, now #1 in profit over the last 3 days, 7 days, 30 days, and last 365 days. So I want to thank all of my supporters who especially hung in there, and all those sharp guys that bought the dip when I was running cold and now have grown exponentially. But stay consistent. We're going to keep doing damage. But the biggest takeaway, honestly, is not to pat me on the back. I want you to go to the WagerTalk site and look at that front page of the last 3, last 7, last 30. And what you should take away is not that I'm #1 in all of those. What you need to take away is that I could sustain that win percentage. I'm not knocking any other handicapper, but I could promise you 9 times out of 10, the guys that are on the top 3 and the last 3 days, last 7 days, they're going to be 70%, 80%. That's unsustainable. They're not volume guys, so that's why. I'm not knocking them, but what I'm saying is for them to get into that top in profit, they're going to have to hit a winning percentage that's just not sustainable. Where if you look at my last even 3 days, it's 57% to be at #1. My last 7 days, it's 55% to be at #1. My last 30 days, it's not even 55% because again, MMA, we're taking a lot of plus money dogs. So I don't even have to be 50% to be profitable. That's the biggest takeaway, because if you're expecting to be going 7-3 every 10 bets, it's not happening. If you're waiting to go 6-4 every 10 bets, it's not happening. So again, I'm not saying to change the approach and go heavier volume, but what I am saying is don't get too excited by short-term hot streaks of small sample sizes. Take a step back and let your rational brain take over instead of your emotional brain and say, is that number sustainable? Because again, you're putting too much pressure then on the capper. He's not going to keep hitting 80% for you. It's not going to happen. I can't do it. They can't do it. So be realistic. Stay the course. If you're a winner and you have an edge, you're going to be profitable, and numbers don't lie. Forget anything I say, blah, 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 whether you like me, hate me, can't stand the sound of my voice. It doesn't matter. There's one language we all speak the same, and that's the language of numbers, whether you're in China, Africa, Greece, or the USA. 1 + 1 = 2. That's what I love, that language, and that one speaks very loudly. So again, you don't have to like what I say, but the numbers don't lie. So maybe pay attention to what I'm telling you about teasers, about parlays, about this and that, because I'm trying to make you a sharper bettor. That's why we're here. Now let's get some winners moving forward, because I got a ton of gold too to share, Kel.
Oh, gold. We will save that for the end of the show. I love it. We are always live on Monday, so to give out that live gold is very precious. Really quick, it is $9 Monday over at WagerTalk. You can get any one of our cappers' favorite bets for this week. If it's up on the site, you can get it $9. Monday Night Football. This one's had some interesting line movement. Opened 12.5, now down to 11. We haven't seen some 10.5s, excuse me, at a couple of the sharper books. Open 51, lots of 50s on the WagerTalk odds screen, down to 49 at a few books. So, Marco, I'm going to start with you first. This one's kind of perplexed me, if you will, right? We have this theory that Ralph has went over with about how great double-digit favorites have done in the NFL. We know that those double-digit favorites also correlate to the under. Then we have my favorite theory, and that's Tom Brady in prime time. So they're kind of going head-to-head here. I'm trying to get a little creative in my bet for tonight, but I need some help from my two favorite guys. So, Marco, what are your thoughts for Monday Night Football?
Well, Kelly, if you're going to look at it by the numbers, there's some trends that definitely support the New York Giants, and you're going to hear it all day today. They're going to talk about the Giants. Since Coach Judge took over the Giants, they're 9-2 as a road underdog. If you go back farther than that, they're 19-5 as a road underdog. So that goes right into where they are tonight. But I want to point out something about that. One of the reasons why they have excelled as a road underdog is, one, the Giants have not been relevant for several years. When was the last time they were relevant? You got to go back a ways. So oftentimes when they come in as that big road dog, the team they're playing often will look past them. They figure, oh, hey, just show up, we win this game. That's how you sneak in as a road underdog. Now, why would tonight be any different? Well, a couple reasons. One of those reasons is you got Tampa Bay coming off back-to-back losses. Tom Brady doesn't like to lose. And lose 2 in a row, he's going to be in a foul mood. The team's going to be focused. Now, they do have some injuries, as most teams do at this time of the season, but there's enough playmakers left on that team that they'll be able to score points. And speaking of scoring points, this is a team, Tampa Bay, that is number 1 in yards per play this season offensively. They're also number 1 in points per game. Compare that to the Giants, who are 21st and 24th in those two categories. That's a huge disparity on the offensive end. Defensively, Tampa Bay's number 7 in yards per play, where the Giants are 18th, and points per game, pretty close, 19th and 21st, Tampa with the slight edge. What I'm getting at here is I think Tampa comes to play. And I'm going to point something out from last year as well. Kelly, you might remember this game. Maybe you won't. I think there were cocktails involved. But we were at Circa when these two teams played last year on Monday Night Football. And Tampa was a 13-point road favorite. They only won by 2, 25-23. They actually had to come from the grave just to get the win. Now I'm going to say to you is, if they were a 13-point favorite last year, and we're looking at the closing line from last year on Monday Night Football, and now we're looking at them, it's down to as low as 10.5, Tampa at home. If you take last year's game and flip the sites to put it at Tampa, that means last year they were saying Tampa would have been a 17-point favorite, maybe 17.5 at home. Now we're looking at 10.5. Are you telling me that from last year to this year, because Tampa lost 2 games in a row, they were 6-1 prior to that, that they have changed that much? I think that we're getting some line value here. And let's look at those 2 losses. They lost to New Orleans. We were all on New Orleans in that week's game because it was a home dog, division home dog. It was a must-win for the Saints. Jameis Winston, he was getting his shot for revenge against Tampa that cut him loose. All of that. they got the win. But then the second week, they lost to Washington, and that's what everybody's looking at. How do you lose to Washington? Don't forget, that was playoff revenge for Washington. And we said revenge is the most overused word in sports, except when it comes to playoff revenge. So I'm not too concerned. I think there's value with Tampa. For me, if I'm playing the game, I'll take a line from Teddy Covers. If I'm playing, I'm laying. That's the only way I can look at it. I've got Tampa Bay winning this one 30-13.
And that does correlate with what our good friend Ralph says. These double-digit favorites towards the under. That's where I'm looking here, VR, but it did come off that key number of 51. Do you think I'm too late to the party here?
No, not really. I mean, as far as the trend goes, I worry about the trends because I've been betting long enough to have seen the other side of that exact same coin, where there was almost a decade where double-digit NFL dogs were the way to go. I mean, you could do nothing else. Just sleep till about 20 minutes before kickoff, look at the Sunday board. If there was a double-digit dog in the NFL, you took it. If there was a double-digit home dog at the NFL, you unloaded. And you won 6 out of 10 bets over the course of years. But again, markets correct themselves. That's what makes them efficient. And eventually that is going to play out. So be cautious following just for the trend reason. They should help you confirm a bet. They shouldn't be your reason for betting. Now, getting back to this game, first you got to ask yourself this simple question. If this game was played on Sunday, would I be betting it? If your answer is no, you have absolutely zero business taking $1 out of your pocket and wagering on this Monday Night Football game. You're doing it for action. Know that going in, and you should expect to lose that money. If you win, it's a product of good luck. Don't pat yourself on the back. Because again, I'm trying to help you make good moves. I haven't bet this game myself. The only way I can bet it, if I get to the window, and I'm probably not going to get to the window. There's other games on the board where I could trade my dollars, where I think put me and my players in a better position to get ROI than probably this Monday night game. Because the only way I could bet this is the Tampa Bay side. Here's the bottom line. Their home field advantage is so strong this year, I don't think it's even been factored in. Here's why. If a team's 6-0 at home, 6-0 on the road, they outscore their opponents by, those 6 opponents by 200 points at home, and those 6 opponents on the road by 170 points, their home field advantage is worth 0. There's no advantage whether they play at home or on the road. For the Buccaneers, they average 40.5 points per game at home and 23.4 points per game on the road. 17-point different at home. That's as strong as a home field advantage as you're going to get. I'm not fading that, no chance. Then couple that with the fact that you have the Giants, who have the lowest rate of scoring touchdowns. So again, I need my underdog to have the back door open. Remember, that's the goal. I need them to have an opportunity to win the game, or at least give me 60 minutes of effort so the back door's open. To get the back door open, you're going to have to be able to score. What does the Giants have? 45.7% scoring plays are touchdowns. That's the lowest rate in the league. And then Daniel Jones, the only quarterback with double-digit red zone pass attempts to have single-digit touchdowns thrown. That's correct. They get to the red zone, but he can't punch it in. You're not covering spreads doing that in Tampa Bay. Then a little further, the only weakness that Tampa Bay has, if you look at the metrics, is against the pass. If you could successfully pass the ball against them, that's going to open up your running game. Even though they look dominant against the run, if you could pass against them, that's going to open that up. Giants aren't going to be able to do that. That's not their strength. Jones has thrown a touchdown for every 257 yards passing. That's 31st amongst quarterbacks. Brady, number 1. Over 50%. And I mean, it's day and night. This is a contrast between the number 1 power rated team and arguably the bottom, at least 3 in all of the NFL power rating team. So if you bet the Giants, you're hoping to have some good luck because there's nothing in the metrics to support they're going to go into Tampa and win this game outright, number one. And number two, the spread is the great equalizer when betting sports. And there's nothing in the metrics that show me the Giants could keep this close unless Tampa makes mistakes. So if Tampa turns the ball over, if they do things like that, if all of a sudden they get stifled in the red zone, obviously Giants could cover. But I'm not looking for anomalies. I'm not looking for this game to be the outlier, for it to be that game where Tampa plays bad and Giants play good for me to cash a dog ticket. It's favorite or pass, but it's a double-digit favorite. And again, there's probably better spots on the board for me to put my money down. I may get to the window, I'm not too sure. But if I do, it's going to be on Tampa, or I'm not going to be on the game at all, which probably means I won't be on the game at all. If you bet it, whether you follow or fade, again, I hope you cash them.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think it is favorite or pass here. I might end up on the under. It's dropped a full point since opening with over 80% of the tickets on the over, according to the WagerTalk odds screen. I did want to let you guys know before I kick it back to VR for some gold. Wednesday, we're going to do a live Thursday preview, I guess Thanksgiving Day NFL preview for you guys. So that way, those games are out in a timely manner, and it also gives you a lot more information. We're going to be doing that live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday. So I'll make sure to tweet out a link for that. Now I'm going to kick it back to VR for some of that gold.
All right, here's everything I got. It's all actionable today. I'll tell you the college basketball that I actually bet and released, and then I'll give you the rest that I still haven't dug into myself. So if there's some that are even opposites, because again, I work for multiple groups, or if you see some that even went off earlier today. Again, I haven't dug into all of these yet. Let me give you the ones that I bet myself personally and released. First, 857, Cal Poly +5. That's the best bet. I actually gave that out as a 4% to my subscribers. These are 3% plays, which again, for volume, guys, we bet game 799, Wyoming under 134. Game 781, Harvard over 137. In game 306, I think, 003, those extra board games, over 141 in Stony Brook. Those four I'll take responsibility for. I bet them and release them. These other are sharp. I'm going to go through them after the show and see if there's any with still value there that I could confirm, bet on more, and release to my subscribers. These are stuff that has moved already for the groups I work for. And real quick, you'll see on here, I also have PayPal at $185. I picked some of that up today. Square at $205. I picked some of that up today. And I'm looking for more MicroStrategy because Bitcoin's going to come down as the Mt. Gox money came out, that Bitcoin been released. So those people that have had their money tied up for a decade, they're going to cash out. That's going to bring the price down. So if you missed out on MicroStrategy, this may be your last chance before that next wave up. And here's some more steam for you in college basketball. 807, Gonzaga -31. 799, Wyoming +5.5. 804, Delaware -1.5. 877, Arkansas -8. 798, Idaho State -3. 862, SMU -3.5. 780, Richmond -8. 813, Northern Illinois +4. 790, North Dakota State -6.5. 868, Florida -11.5. 783, Charleston +17. Be careful there. Another group took Oklahoma State -16. They're really sharp. I wanted to bet the Oklahoma State side, but when I saw multiple groups come in against them, I just said I'm going to pass, even though that group has been killing it. 719 or 779, Hofstra +10. 781, Harvard -9. 773, under 147.5, Western Illinois. 818, Evansville +5. 781, over 137, Harvard. Oh, we bet them a couple times. See that over. 878, Kansas State +9.5. 759, under 133, UTEP. See that? Charleston again +16. So they went against that group's Oklahoma State side. And then in those extra games, they bet Lafayette +20.5. Cleveland State -15.5. And the only NBA game that I would I'm actually, I think I'm going to release it when the show's over, is the under in the Cleveland Cavaliers game. Multiple groups came in on that. I see no metrics to keep me away from it. So for me, it's a jump on. Again, that's what I'm on. Whether you follow, fade, ignore, it's on you. I'm trying to share information that's actionable. And again, I apologize. I can't answer DMs. There's just impossible, guys. I appreciate all the responses, all the replies. It's just not possible. And for the haters, I want to thank Kelly for teaching me the mute button a few months back. I just picture them writing to themselves over and over and over again and me not seeing it. And it cracks me up to this day. But for the rest, I wish I had time to answer all those DMs. I just can't, guys. So I hope you're able to take this info and what we share on the shows and the other platforms to use it wisely and do some damage. I love you and appreciate all the support you give me, Marco, Kelly, and everybody else in the space.
We definitely appreciate you guys smashing that like button, jumping in the comments. I got a ton of tweets this weekend. I know we don't have a bet on it, Twitter, but send to me. Make sure you guys tag Marco and VR so they can get some love as well. Again, $9 Monday over at WagerTalk. So make sure you head over there and take advantage of that special each and every Monday. $9 at WagerTalk.com. And we will see you guys Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific for our preview of the Thanksgiving games before we get into the regular college football and NFL bet on it. Until Wednesday, good luck tonight. As Marco and VR said, either lay it or don't play it. I may be on the under, but I'll definitely tweet that out. Good luck to all. Until Wednesday, let's bet on it.
$7 days for under $10 a day. There are 2 college football games Tuesday night, 4 NFL and 2 college football games on Thanksgiving, 16 college football games on Black Friday, plus a full Saturday and Sunday of college football and NFL action. Add in any NBA, college basketball, and NHL action, and it's an awesome week of sports. We are so very thankful that you are current or maybe a new client of WagerTalk, and we want to give you our best once-a-year price for a 7-day all-sport, all-access package. Enjoy the holiday with family and friends, and don't worry about missing plays throughout the week if you're traveling. That's right, only $69 for 7 full days of college football, NFL, NBA, college hoops, NHL, and any other plays your favorite capper releases. Happy Thanksgiving and safe travels for those hitting the road from our WagerTalk family to yours.